Showtime to be 30 days since the ink dried, so give us another couple months.
Now, on a show like this, where it was over in whatever it was, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, and you had those great undercard fights, I mean, was there a chance, there were great undercard fights tonight that nobody saw.
I know exactly where you're going. And the chance of that is no. And I'll tell you why. Because Showtime controls the production, and they run it the way they're going to run it, and they're going to continue running the way they run it, and they don't like to go back to an old fight. So right now, the chance of that probably is very small.
I mean, you said that, as in those fights we'll never see.
You probably see them online, but I agree. There's some amazing undercard fights. But Showtime, they have a 2-hour window, a 2.5-hour window, and if you make it past, an hour and a half, they're happy, and they go to their. Everybody's watching Dexter right now or something, right? So it's just premium cable television. It's not pay-per-view.
The UFC puts out DVDs for every
I'm sure they will. I tell you, if you look at the background of our fights over the last 12 months, they've been phenomenal. And I hope they put them out on DVD, or at least put them online and let people watch them.
Steve at 619 MMA. What are the chances of StrikeForce coming back to San Diego? And do you have the final numbers for the night?
I do not have the final numbers, but it looked like we had a pretty good crowd. I know we were scaling pretty good coming into the night. So we definitely be back. I think Nick could be a superstar in San Diego area.
I think the entire Diaz family.
Yeah, let's do it. So we definitely would be back, and I think there was a great town for fights.
Any date for San Jose yet, or not yet?
No, not yet. Right now, it's focusing on June 18th. A tournament which I'm looking forward to. That's going to be phenomenal.
An awesome show.
Great show. And StrikeForce keeps marching on, man.
Talk about the performance of both your champions and how well it was that they performed.
You know what? I'll tell you, I'm so glad that they performed at the level they performed. Let's face it, Paul Daly was no joke. He came out and he threw it down with Nick today. And Gilbert, I mean, I just saw Kawajiri fight Josh Thompson to a relative close fight, and he came in there and just took it to him like nobody's business. So it just something that we've always fought for the respect for is that, look, our champions, I think Gilbert's the more lightweight in the world, period. Right? And I think Nick Diaz, arguably the top 3, right? But you know what? Like I said, in a matter of time, they'll be able to prove it. And so, I'm proud as the president and CEO of StrikeForce, because I've seen these guys grow. Gilbert was one of the few guys that grew in our league. When you think about the 4 pillars of StrikeForce, it was really Frank Shamrock, Kung Lee, Josh Thompson, and Gilbert Melendez, because he came, from Lemoore, and he used to fight there, and then we kind of brought him up, and he was our, not the lightweight champion in the very beginning, but him and Josh fought, right? So
Guida was the first champion, right?
yes, Guida was the first champion and then Gilbert beat him. Yeah, that's right. So Gilbert beat Clay Guida for the title, but he was kind of the first guy we groomed from, let's say, having fights in Japan and fighting, and kind of, brought him along and had him fight and continue to fight. But when people say he's number 2 or 3, I don't buy it. He's the number 1 fighter in the world, period.
How proud of Gilbert. He made this fight. He's hitting his stride right at the perfect moment.
I'll tell you, when the fight was happening, I was looking over at Dana and Lorenzo, and they're like, "Oh, this is great." They loved it, and so it's like a proud dad. These guys, we've been family for such a long time, and Gilbert lives in San Francisco, I live in San Jose, but he's kind of been our go-to guy for the last 5 years to promote him, and Nick, he came over with the Pro Elite deal, but man, what a talent, superstar talent, and let me tell you guys something. Nick Diaz can buy any house he wants in Stockton. Nick Diaz can buy any car he wants in California. So let's leave it at that.
All the announcements being made after the bye, Gilbert was one of the first guys that was vocal and looked at it as a positive thing and said he wanted to get his chance.
Yeah, and you know what? And he'll get it. And I tell you what, Alistair Overeem feels the same way. He's like, hey, I can't wait to fight Cain Velasquez. I can't wait to fight. He wants to win the tournament first. So let him get through the tournament. Then let these bad boys fight, man. That's what I say.
Scott, Gilbert was talking about the top lightweights in the UFC and things like that. From your perspective, do you have a fight between Gilbert and a UFC fighter that you would like to see?
Yeah, he should fight Frankie Edgar. He should fight Frankie Edgar. He should fight the title. They should have a StrikeForce and UFC unification bout.
Now, Who would, given that UFC's already got basically two fights booked for him with Maynard and probably Texas.
Yeah.
Gilbert's going to have to fight once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, we had some up-and-coming guys that, that we're going to kind of fight them in an elimination process to see who gets to fight Gilbert next.
Okay.
But I think that Jorge Masvidal is definitely one of those guys. I think Justin Wilcox is another guy. Like, great wrestler. This guy is no joke as far as wrestling goes. So, Gilbert might have a fight or two, but, I think that the fight everybody wants to see is,
Oh, against whoever the UFC champion.
let's do it.
Yeah. He looked like the guy who should fight for the title.
He looked amazing tonight. It's the best I've ever seen him look. Yeah, best I've ever seen him look.
What are the chances that that fight happens?
Oh, it'll just be a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, that's all.
You mentioned that Nick, would take some time off because he's been fighting a lot. Is this a good opportunity to go ahead and have, guys like Tyrone Woodley go ahead and build their case?
He said, I got next. Let's let Nick go build his mansion up on the hill. He's already starting to do the planning. So let him go. He's been doing really well. So
Do you have any thoughts on the Musashi decision?
I mean, personally, it's kind of for me to answer, but I thought Gegard should have had the decision. But you know what? Let's do it again. That's how I feel. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for the night.